What's up, everybody? This is Mike at FABS, and I've been wanting to do a video about this for a while. I would say at least half the customers' house I go to, they're like, how much does that stuff weigh? Because we're usually struggling, and my partner Sammy, he's very vocal when he moves something. So he's like, "Ugh!" And they're like, good nuts, how much this weighs? So I bought a scale. I wanted to bring 2 or 3, but with all this going on, I didn't have time to go to the store and get another scale and all that. So we're gonna roll with that. I used a 45-pound weight to kind of check it, but it's so big I had a hard time getting it on there. But it did seem to be fairly close, at least within a pound or two. So I got a bunch of 12 by 12 sample pieces. And after I carried all these in here, I realized I had a bunch of 12 by 12s already in here. So I was stressed because I didn't have any black ones, but I realized I got some black ones up here. Normally, the darker the stone, the heavier it is. Unfortunately, I don't have a sample 12 by 12 of Absolute Black or Black Galaxy, which are 2 of the heaviest stones that we have. But I did realize, I'm gonna shut this door. They're doing construction next door. So we're gonna use what we got here. I've got some quartz and I've got some granite. Now, in my opinion, every time I carry a stone, the quartz is quite a bit lighter than the granite. Now, I tell the customers, and this is what I've heard for the past 18 years, the stone is between 18 and 23 pounds a square foot. We're gonna see how close I was to being right on what I've told customers all that time. After this, I should have a better understanding of how much it weighs and be able to give a more truthful answer. The problem you run into is we're not carrying squares. We're carrying crazy shapes like these templates over here. We'll have some with big points on them that go up and down stairs, and we'll have to go around curves of the wall and things like that. They have sinkholes in them, so we got to put aluminum bars on them, which add weight and make them more awkward. So it's not just the weight that's a problem. So I got our little scale over here, and I got a piece of paper to write them down so that we can kind of keep track of what they are and how much they weigh. So this one here is a piece of quartz. It's gray. You can tell because of the plastic on it. These are 12 by 12 exactly. And we're going to see what they weigh. 14.4. This is a piece of, looks like a Santa Cecilia or a Giallo Ornamental. Giallo Verona, actually I think that's what it is. $15.8. This is a piece of, looks like maybe colonial white. $15.8. Calcutta Sponda. I can tell it's lighter than the last one I had. Might be the same as that other quartz. Exactly the same. This is Atlas Granite. It feels heavier than the quartz. It might be the same as the other granite. 15.8 exactly. That's starting to surprise me that they're all the same. This one here, when I brought it in there, I felt that it was heavier than the rest. But now, I don't think that as much. I think it's going to be the same, the 15.8. This is Marigold. It is heavier. Pound heavier. Man, I'm like a superhero with my weight feeling skills. Alright, this is a like a shadow quartz. I think it's going to be the 14.4. My thing quit working. 12-point floor. Huh. That's weird. Now I want to weigh all the stuff. I'm kind of interested. This is blue flower. This is going to be lighter, and I noticed as soon as I picked it up, when you handle this stuff as long as I have, you realize stuff like this. This is thinner. That's only an inch thick. You'll get slabs like this from time to time. To be considered 3 centimeter, they have to be at least an inch thick. Normally 3 centimeter is an inch and 3/16. If they're less than an inch, I'm pissed off and I'm sending it back. Normally if they're an inch, I'm pretty pissed off because if I have to seam that to something that's an inch and 3/16, it's a problem. So. We'll make a note of 1 inch on this. What was that one? 13 point something. Now, had that been thicker, I think it would have been up there with the rest. Set that right here. Alright, I'm gonna start grabbing these. This is a black. This is black pearl leather. Like I said, I've always felt that the darks were heavier. This one feels heavier to me. I think it's definitely going to be in that 16.8 range. 16.6. It feels heavier than that one to me, but it might be the same. It is heavier. Yesterday when I did the job with Fancy Brown, like I said, normally lights are a little bit lighter, but the stuff I was using yesterday, it felt really heavy. This is a little thinner than normal too. If you look, it's an 1 1/8 inch, so it's about a 1/16 shorter than they normally, thinner than they normally are. Yeah, it is heavier. And that's even a 1/16 thinner. About 15, 18 years ago, this was the most popular stone on the market. I installed freaking in 10 installs, that's 17.6. Out of 10 installs, 5 of them be that. Now, I rarely sell any of it. White Carrasima. I'm guessing around the 17 mark. 15.8. Maybe my arms are getting tired. Caledonia. This is a popular one. It's my friend's favorite color. I think it's going to be right there in that 15 count, 15.8. $15.8 it is. Here's Morelda. Like it's in that 16 pound range. $15.8. I think it's going to be the 15.8 as well. 14.6. And that's all the samples I have in here. But I did see on my little table here, I do have a piece of black galaxy, a small piece. This one was one of the heaviest. I don't really think that I have any absolute in here. This right here, it's a small piece, probably 6 by 6. So that's half of a foot. Look what this bad boy weighs. It'll even pick up. Too light to pick up. See how we can find out though. So the blue flower. Damn it. So 18.4 minus 13.6. 4.8 pounds. If you doubled it, that'd be, yeah, that can't be right. So if we did that times 4, the 4.8 times 4, that'd be 19.2 pounds. So it would be the heaviest thus far. And I think absolute black would be right up there with that. Now, I'm gonna wrap this thing up here shortly, but you know, a lot of times we carry bigger, awkward pieces, and you know, like on an actual job, this piece here, this will be probably one of our smallest pieces on the job. Other than like the side that goes against the stove, this will be one of our smaller tops. And this is quartz, so I'm just gonna hold it there just so it don't fall off. So that's 79.4 pounds right there. And that's a small piece. So, you know, sometimes we're carrying a lot bigger ones than this. This table I made here. Sorry, I'm in a measuring. If I had to have that top down, I'd put that on there. Take something like this. Let's just lean up again. 88.4. So, you know, it can get pretty heavy and it can get pretty awkward. I'm afraid to put too big stuff on this scale because I'll crush it. But, you know, we're working with some pretty heavy stuff, trying to get it in some pretty awkward places. But, do a little recap on our measurements there. So, all right, guys. So, since we're doing all the weight stuff, we did a big island the other day, posted a video on it, and Gary had done the math, I think, at around 25 pounds a square foot and come up like 1,300 pounds. I knew it was a little heavy, so we wanted to figure out what the actual weight was on that. I don't have a piece of that delicatus, 12 by 12, so I just did an average. I did it at 16.5 pounds a square foot. That's an average between, you know, these 15.8, 17.6s and so on. I think that is a fair estimate on it. It was 47 square foot, so that came up to 775.5 pounds. Also, we had 2 of these large bars with 4 clamps on them, and we had 2 small bars with 2 clamps each on them. Maybe more clamps, I don't know. So we're just gonna guesstimate it that it was 3 of these large bars here. So I wanted to weigh these. So we're at 16 pounds. So we're gonna do the 16 times 3. $48. So 5. 3. So looks like that top was about 823.5 pounds. I was off when I told Gary I thought that it was around 1,000. I think 823.5 is really damn close. I would say we're within 20 pounds of the actual weight of that top, which it is still heavy, but it ain't 1,300 pounds, but it's ass puckering heavy either way. So guys, that's it for weight. I hope you guys learned something. It actually gave me a better understanding of how much stuff weighs. And what really surprised me is how some of these things are exactly the same weight with it, especially with the natural ones. I can understand it with the man-made ones, but with the natural ones, them being the same weight and being totally different stones, that's pretty neat. So we had a lot of 15.8s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 15.8s. 1, 2, 3 17.6s. 1, 2, 2 14.4s. Blue flower was the lightest, but that was super thin at 1 inch. The Rocky Shores quartz, 14.6. The shadow quartz at 12.4. That was the lightest one we had. I'm going to weigh some more of the quartz that come from that vendor and see if they are all lighter than quartz that comes from other vendors, and maybe try to figure out why. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comments section, and I'll see you next time.